All right. Everything looks to be working. Yeah, sorry about them. A few minutes behind. I had some technical difficulties. My camera decided to stop working, like literally 5 minutes before I was going live. So hopefully it stays up. I'm using some camera software that hooks into my phone and uses my phone as a camera because I don't have a dedicated webcam in my basement anyway. But and apparently I've got myself all over the place. I'm still so getting used to this. I'm so sorry. Anyway, okay, so today what I'm planning on doing is I'd like to build an integration for my website that hooks into my YouTube content that I create. Kind of the idea is like when a video goes live or when I've got a stream, coming up or something like that, I just want it to, like, my website to automatically update with that content. So before I can even start doing that, I need to kind of get a better handle on the YouTube API and like what I need to do to, I don't know, find stuff, how to get that information. So that's kind of what I'm really going to be doing today. I don't know how long this is going to be. It's probably going to be kind of short, but I want to just explore the YouTube API and get a feel for it. And I've started poking around a little bit already. I mean, with that said, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of coding per se today, but yeah, we're gonna start exploring this thing. So let's just hop into it. All right, so I mean, I'm just going to kind of browse around here a little bit just to see what they have being offered. This is the site that I was kind of exploring earlier. So they have kind of a list. There's tons of guides and stuff on here on how to work with the API. But one of the things I really like is as you go into the API Explorer, you can sign in as yourself against your own YouTube account and start kind of just start poking around. So there's all these different like types of calls you can make on the left-hand side. Let me zoom in here a little bit so it looks a little bit better on screen. And now the one thing I started working with actually was this videos API, but what's interesting is this only lets you like view videos that are, let me get rid of that. So this will let you view like specific videos. So you can by ID, by multiple IDs, popular videos, liked videos, but this isn't quite what I'm looking at. As I was poking around this though, what I did find is the search endpoint seems to be what I'm looking for. So again, I'm just kind of like reiterating some of the exploration that I've done so far. If I come into this actual API endpoint, it says these are a bunch of like common use cases. I like that they put this right up at the top of the API docs, just so this way you can see like how people are using this stuff. And they have like lists by keyword, so you can actually search the YouTube API by keyword, location. Live events is something I'm very interested in because when I schedule something that's live, I want to basically pull that content and put on my website. Hey Zach, how you doing today, man? Thanks for hopping in and joining. I appreciate it. I also want to list out my videos because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use probably Microsoft Flow, which is kind of a low-code solution to track things, to do different programmatic things, create integrations and whatnot. So I'll create a flow to pull these videos out and be able to see what mine are, and then depending if there's like new content, I'll just trigger a build on my website that'll pull down all that information and kind of re-render it. So I know I do have a live one scheduled right now, so let's go ahead and click on this and see what this gives us. So it gave us snippet by default as part of the part in this YouTube API seems to be like where you can request certain like types of data to come back from YouTube. So yeah, so we're gonna leave that as is. Channel ID, let me grab my channel ID. So if you go into, let's see, library, no history, nope, not history view. My channel. And that's not working. Let's get rid of that. This channel ID, like mine up here starts with UCL. This is the channel ID that I'm interested in. So we got that. I can get rid of some of this other stuff I got up here. So I'm going to post in my own channel ID. Event type is live. That's fine. I'm not really interested in what the rest of this stuff is. But one of the cool things is you scroll down, it gives you these two options here. So you can log in via Google OAuth or API key. I did create an API key when I was playing around with this like a week or two ago. And if I hit the API using the API key, I don't have to sign in. See, the thing with OAuth is you have to make sure you're signed in using like you really need to sign in using the web interface, so this way you can get a token and pass it back into the API. But since I'm trying to do all this programmatically, that's not necessarily what I want to do. I will be using an API key, but I can still test it using this method. So if I click execute, you can see it's going to ask me to sign in. I'll select my main account, and we'll select my main YouTube thing. It's going to say, hey, do you want to make sure this app can see and monitor your YouTube stuff? So yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and allow that. And you can see I got a 200 request here, but I don't have anything in here. So there's no live events that came through, which I find kind of interesting. Let's just leave this empty and then pass and then send the request again. I think when I did this earlier, like this returns all my videos. It's a little hard to see on my screen, but yeah, there's a bunch of information here. Let's copy this out and give me 1 second here, actually. I'm opening up Sublime Text, but I often keep like passwords and stuff in Sublime Text, so I just want to make sure that that doesn't, so nothing kind of sticks out. Okay, should be good. All right, so here's the actual response that I have here. Let's filter this to JSON so we can get some syntax highlighting here. That didn't really help a whole lot. So these are all, I think these are actually coming in chronological order, because building NVRE Part 2 was mid last year, and I think that was one of the first streams I did. But no, this is going older than that. There might not actually be any order in here. So, because this is 2.7, this is 1.9, 2019, 2019.3. So yeah, I'm guessing there's no kind of sorting or filtering going on. So let's see if we can figure that out at least. I'll go back in here and let's see if we have any kind of sort operation that we can apply to this. Either that, or I can just pull as much back as I possibly can, but that's not going to scale very well. Publish after... Oh, we can put a date in here. Let's do... I see I've just published a video actually earlier this week on Flexbox CSS, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. But I'm going to do... We'll do 01... 2021 0101. Let's try that. This is the common ISO 8601 format. I don't know if I got that code right. Didn't pull anything back, which is interesting. Publish after. Let me remove this and we'll search it again. I'll just get rid of the time. I don't know if that's causing it to be thrown off. Publish after. Okay, it didn't like it without the time in there. But what's interesting is I know I did publish something. Order. Well, here's an order by date. Let's try this too. Order field. Yeah, I just saw that too, Charles. It didn't give me anything though. Oh, query news. I had something else totally in there. I had something that looks like they pre-filled in there. All right, so we got the order by date, and we have the query removed. So let's take a look at this again now. Paste this in, and let me scroll all the way up to the top. I like this that it shows total results, but it also shows the number of results we have on this page. Exploring the YouTube API. Yep, here's the session. This is the one we're working in right now. Live broadcast content, it is live. That's pretty cool. And then building layouts for Flexbox CSS. Okay, cool. So yeah, that order field, Charles, yeah, that looks like that was what, it looks like that's what we're interested in. Yeah, and Zach, feedback on that. If you know what, if that's like the first kind of really low-level tutorial I built. So if you do decide to watch it and have any questions on it or anything, you know, you could DM me either on Slack or wherever. I'd love your feedback, just to let me know if there's any ways that I can improve the way that I write and create content. Okay, so I also want to pull out live ones. I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, one query, if I have this field in here, and it says live, here's a publish time. I actually kind of interested in seeing something here. Let's go, I'm actually going to open up my YouTube Live Studio, and we're going to create a test stream. I don't have this wired up to anything so far. Let's schedule another stream. Create new. Let's put this as a test. And let's go ahead and create the stream. I like that YouTube lets you schedule these things, so you can say, like, this is something in the future that's coming up. You could do that with videos too, so I can see like what's upcoming. But the problem with doing videos in YouTube, and I don't like this, is you can't create like an empty shell of a video. It has to be, you have to actually upload the video, and if something happens, you got to delete it. You have to pull the whole thing back down and re-upload it. I guess we could do it with fake content, but that was one of the things I always wanted to set up with my CRM, was getting it so this way I can like pre-build those things out, and I might do that in a future stream. My theory, my idea on that is I was going to use Office 365 and Microsoft Lists to track that information and be able to actually upload my videos to there, and then when I'm finished it, I click a button and then it uploads it to YouTube, which would be a pretty cool integration that I'd like to get around to building. Okay, so that's created. Let's go ahead and run this query again. And I want to look and see what this response looks like. I scroll to the top. Okay, I've got this as a test. I've got this part of the description. It doesn't seem to list out everything, but this is fine because I've got, there's a channel ID. Live broadcast content is upcoming. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's good to see and know. Let's try and create, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a video for the future, and I want to see if it shows me that as well. So let's go ahead and upload a video. And I'm going to switch to handling secrets because I don't like showing off my file system if I don't need to. Okay, so I'm going to upload just a video that I've taken of myself. Here we go. This is a video that I was doing to test out some audio stuff. It's really short. There's nothing going on there. I don't need to modify any of these things. Let's say audio test. We'll name that audio test, and then I'm going to come into visibility is what I'm interested here, and we'll do schedule. And let's schedule it. It's set for Friday at 12 a.m. I kind of like that. That's good enough. Most of my stuff releases at about 9 a.m. So let's just go ahead and select 9 a.m. for the video upload. All right, let's schedule that, and then I'm going to run this query again and see what this does. And actually, I think I might go into Flow and start playing around in there. That would be easier to work with than actually writing requests against the API directly. Specifically because that's what I'm going to be working with to trigger that build. Okay, so this is a test. There's upcoming, exploring the YouTube API. Building soon. So it didn't seem to pull it yet. I wonder if it's just too soon. We did the other one pretty quick. Syndicated. How about event type? Let's do upcoming. Let's filter it by that and see what happens. So this just shows this is a test stream that I have scheduled. But that could be a separate query, which is fine. Live could be... I think that's just going to pull back all my live streams. Oh, it's interesting. It only pulls the latest one. So it only pulls ones that I guess... I don't know if I'm live right now. But that could be handy too, because if that's a quick way to get... I'll have to explore this later when I'm not live, but that'll be handy because if I can query based on what is actually live, like at the moment, yeah, that'd be useful for sure. Okay, publish after query. I want to run this again just to be on the safe side. Let's get rid of the event types and just look for everything on my channel again. Execute. It still just shows this as a test. Content is scheduled. I don't know if there's something specifically for scheduled in this little API Explorer. And I think once I get this down, what I might end up doing is going into Microsoft Flow and playing around inside of there. Just so this would, I mean, you guys can see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't see anything in here that says anything about how to get those videos, unless it's because it's not public. Video definition, what do we have here? Standard height, dimensions. And if anyone out there sees anything that might stick out, trying to help us find this, that would be cool too. Publish after, I guess I could do publish after right now. So let's do 2021-040204 at midnight. Z, like that. Alright, let's run this again. We got 2 results. One of this is our test one, our test stream, and then I have another one that I'm guessing, yeah, it's the Explorer YouTube API. Okay, so this might not be what we're looking for. Let's minimize this and close this. And I'm going to scan through the documentation and see if I can find anything that really sticks out. Actually, this church for... That didn't find anything. Scheduled. YouTube API scheduled videos. Insert API. How about list scheduled videos? Return upcoming video scheduled dates. This is some PHP they're showing here. Publish at... I'm wondering if it's an authentication thing. Publish date, I highlight as not the scheduled date. It's parameter and a properly authorized request. This is for content owner. Intended exclusive for content partner. I don't think I'm not a content partner, I don't think. For mine can be used in a properly authorized request. For mine only retrieve videos owned by the authenticated user. That could be cool. That might work. Let's try that. Let's open up this. I guess I could do this on the right-hand side here anyway. Let's set for mine to true, and let's get rid of the channel ID. I wonder if that will get us some stuff. Okay, it says invalid arguments. It doesn't like the is for mine is set to true. It doesn't like for mine at all. So I wonder if that means that our request is not authorized. How do I close this again? Let's click on this and take a look at the docs. Application, the link to the page specifies, so they want scope as far as the OAuth flow. Device flow might help us get those OAuth, get that OAuth stuff. And type. Sometimes this exploratory stuff can be on the boring side, but it's necessary. This is the type, usually when I was doing more live streams that were like focused on teaching content, this is all the stuff I pretty much do ahead of time. I'm just kind of doing it live now. And I think in the future I'm either going to work on my website or I'll plan my content and stuff live, so could be fun. Channel type, I don't care about that. Event type. Restrict search to broadcast events. This isn't a broadcast event, so I don't care about that. Location radius. Max results. On behalf of content owner. I'm not a content partner, so that's not going to help us. Order was good. Page token query. Regent code. Type is, I think type in our example here was already set to video, which is what I'm after. Type is not, so I guess let's do video. Well, it's still not getting any future videos, so it's not really helping me. Video caption, video definition. These are all properties that we can get. Yeah, I don't see any way to really see what's upcoming. Let's look under channels, just out of curiosity. Why not? See if there's any kind of like relationship they have. Channel snippet, live broadcast content. I'm not looking for live broadcast. The future live broadcast seems to be working. I'm looking for, like, in this view here, this is a pre-recorded video that I have scheduled to go out on, well, right now it's midnight of tomorrow or 9 a.m. of tomorrow or something like that. Let's see. Charles says, for video resource, a value of upcoming indicates the video is a live broadcast that is not yet started, while the value of live indicates it's an active live broadcast. That will be helpful for the second part of that will be helpful. Charles also says, for channel resource, a value of upcoming indicates the channel has a scheduled broadcast that has not yet started. Oh, same thing you said. Yeah, but so YouTube categorizes their content a little bit different. So like, if I go to my channel, let's see, can I go to your channel? You can see like this is an upcoming live stream. This is considered public, right? And that's why I'm guessing that's why I'm able to see it through the basic search. But if I go to videos, all of my videos, there's nothing in here that lists my scheduled pre-recorded videos. So what I'm trying to do is find the leverage the API to find my scheduled videos that are coming up. Now, that doesn't mean I can't work around that, because if I'm going to build my own system to schedule things, I could use that as like the source of truth, so to speak. As opposed to YouTube. The live ones are not. The live ones I'll definitely use the API for, but for my own, I very well could just, you know, use my own system to track when those are going to be coming up. And then I can control actually whether they're going to be on the website or not. So that might not be a bad idea. But I still would like to see what YouTube sees as being scheduled. I don't know if that matters. Charles also said this is what I'm able to find under search API instead of channels API. Okay. Okay, so this did bring something up for mine, but this is just information about my specific channel. Let me see what other parameters they have inside of this channel's API, because if I can see my related videos to the related videos for my channel, that would help. What's up, Diamond? How you doing? And oh, Batman has visited us. The Caped Crusader. What's up? How are you? All right, so looks like we can include audit details, brand settings, content details as part of the part. I'm gonna have to zoom out because that text is a little too. It's all crammed together for me a little bit much to be able to see. So I apologize for those viewing on a small screen. Okay, let's try this again, but let's do. Oh, content details is inside of here, so never mind. That's probably not going to return anything particularly useful. Cape is in the laundry. Putting it down for a minute. What does that be like? Batman Beyond, right? Wasn't that the 90s, 2000s cartoon where Batman didn't have a cape? It was a futuristic Batman. You just went into Beyond mode, I guess we'll call it. Batman and Beyond mode. Channel's like, no, I'm just clicking on stuff and seeing if something sticks out at me. Channel sections, list by channel ID. Let's see what this does. Let's execute this. I hate that this Explorer doesn't just like cache whatever you've approved it for. It asks you every single time you switch. Oh, this is searching for a bunch of channels. What is this doing? This example retrieves channel sections shown on the authorized user's channel. Single playlist. So I got a couple of playlists. Okay, so this is like the home content. I think what that's doing is on here I've got like these different things of popular uploads, and here's a couple of playlists that I have of content that I've done in the past. I think that's what that's showing me. Because I'm seeing horizontal row. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is what we're after. Activities? What does activities do? Has deprecated the channel bulletin feature. Returns a list of channel activity events that match the request criteria. The exam 25 most recent activities for the Google Developers channel. I don't know what an activity is. Let's just run it, see what it gives us. Scanning through that data, that looks like that's just scanning through this data looks like that's just my previously uploaded videos. I'm wondering if I used, I know YouTube has that built-in, it's kind of a time where you can just put like posts on there, I guess. I don't know. An activity contains information on an action that a channel, user, or user has taken on YouTube. Yeah, YouTube API is rather confusing. By the way, Diamond, if you've worked with this in the past and you know how I can get upcoming videos, that would be cool. I like this member and membership, because when I really start getting into creating more premium content, that's going to be helpful. Batman says, whole Google APIs are confusing documentation. Yeah, I have found that as well. One of the things I want to do on an upcoming stream is learn how to build my own custom Google Home commands, I guess. I don't even know what they're called. And yeah, I started playing around with that, and I was like, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the surface of it all. Categories. What video categories do we have? Video category resource identifies a category that has been associated with a video. Returns list and blah blah blah. I don't even know what a video category is, to be honest. Okay, alright, what's next? So, I don't know if there is going to be a good way. I'm just gonna Google search this thing. YouTube API view scheduled videos for channel. Let's see what this pulls back. So, insert... I guess list would probably be a better... Not ist. List. No, not live broadcasts. Yeah, I don't see anything in here. I mean, even like... See, this is the other thing, too. Like, trying to search for, like, help on Google APIs, it's like not a lot of people really leverage this, which is kind of interesting. Batman says Spotify. Oh, that'd be fun. I've never really worked with it. I've looked at it a little bit. What have you by chance done with the Spotify API? I'd be interested in just kind of like knowing. So Diamond, yeah, the video list is the one that I thought I thought would be it, but this looks like this lists videos provided you actually pass in IDs. Which is really weird. Like, it doesn't make any sense as far as an API goes. Like, I would not construct an API like this. Video resource represents a YouTube video. Yeah, I get that. Thank you. Returns a list of videos that match request parameters. I'm going to look and see what some of these other things make. Maybe this is what we're looking for, and I'm just overlooking this. Let's see, HL string parameter... The localized resources are available in that language. No, we're not looking for any kind of localization. Site, max width, page token, video category ID. See, I can't even really pass in channel into here. The ID here, which is what I expect would be the channel ID, is saying it wants either a single or multiple list of video IDs to gather more information about the video. But I'm trying to find out what my upcoming videos would even be. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is probably not what we're looking for. I'm going to go back to my search API and see what this does. List my videos is what we're interested in. And now that I have a better view of this, I can see channel ID. I have channel ID is set, for mine is set to true, everything else is not. I don't want no query either. Do I have to put something fun? What is required? Required parameters are part, but nothing else seems to be required. Let's just try and send this and see what happens. Execute. My channel again. Okay, I got a 200. I got an old Destiny video. That's funny. It says parameters are invalid, but it seemed to take it. So let's blow this up a little bit and make it bigger. let's get rid of our query for fun and execute this again. What does this give us back? Oh, wait a sec. Here we go. So this is exactly what I'm after. Here's the video ID for that. Here it is. Okay. All right. So yeah, that worked. Batman says, actually did the UI for an intern project. Colleagues pull playlists and favorite songs and put them randomly together so everybody had something to listen to at work. That's actually a pretty neat idea. Channels.list for your channel might be it. No, I would have... that's where I was at earlier, I think maybe before you joined. This seems to be... This is what I was looking for. So by putting mine in here, and I don't know what I was doing wrong earlier that made this not work for some reason. I'm wondering if it's because I didn't have anything in type. But with these parameters, for mine is true. Part is snippet, just totally fine. That's good enough. And I'm actually gonna take this down. See, this would be get my videos. And I'm gonna paste that. So this is the curl request. Yeah, see, so what I'll do is I'll use the API key to access this. And I don't think I need the bearer token, but I don't really know for sure. So if that's the case, then I don't know. Oh, you know what else I can do? Actually, let's do this real quick. Let's go into Microsoft Flow, or as they call it, Power Automate. Power Automate. Google API is better than the Stripe API. I've worked with Stripe a little bit. It didn't seem too bad. And hold on a second. Since I'm still getting settled into this new streaming environment, I'm going to take this guy and I got to move it up a little bit so it's above my head. There we go. Now chat messages won't be hidden by my fat head. All right, so let's do my flows. And let's create a new flow. Let's automate it instant. And I don't want to, I'll make one manually. So YouTube, when a new video matches a search. So I think this is what goes in that query. Because if I go, see, this is like I've explained before, Microsoft Flow is kind of like, it's like an if this then that competitor, I guess is the best way to call it. So you can create these little low code automation things, and you can write some kind of JavaScript in this tool if you really want to, but it's not like writing code per se. Yeah, so here's query. So if I go into, let's pull up my notes again. So part is that, I don't know if I could do query. Maybe this isn't going to work. In which case I'd probably build a netlify function in order to pull this information, because I could do whatever I want basically with netlify plus flow. I can create my own custom oh my goodness, I can't talk. I can create my own custom automations that are triggered by flow on a schedule or by some kind of event without having to write a whole lot of code. All I do is just write whatever the actual request I want is, and it should pull it back. So this might not work. Search query. When a video is uploaded by a channel, that could be good. When I upload a video. Let's try that actually. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. I might actually have a flow for this already. Excuse me. Let me look at this one. Alright, so when I upload a video, send me a mobile notification. Has this even worked? When was the last time I uploaded a video? February 2nd at 9 a.m.? Okay, so this actually triggers when my video goes live, because this video was my building layouts with Flexbox CSS. All right, so this will send notifications only when stuff goes live. But as you'll notice, there's nothing in here about any kind of live stuff. So what I'm probably going to end up having to do is build some kind of function like netlify function that integrates in here. So whenever I upload a video. Okay, so I'm going to kind of recap at this point. I'm going to see what we're going to do. So this URL is what actually will pull all of my videos. So this, let's see, the search endpoint for mine is true, max results type video. It seems to be, that's what's going to pull everything. We're going to use that, I think, in a future video for, how am I going to structure this? So what I think I'll end up doing is I'll end up building something where every time I schedule a video, it'll pull that information in. And so I schedule a video. I'm gonna schedule something with Power Automate. So every time, like, watch this. If I come in here and I say new flow, we'll do scheduled, and we'll run this thing every 5 minutes or something like that, right? So it'll start today at 10 a.m. Fetch upcoming. I could call this fetch upcoming YouTube videos. And we'll repeat this like every 5 minutes because that's a good enough interval. I don't want to receive too many alerts. I also don't want Microsoft come at me and say like, hey, you're using our stuff too much. But I built inside of here, I built this custom netlify function where I can do that, and then I can pass in the name of the operation. And let me see if I can show this off. I'm switching to handling secrets because I don't have this up and ready to go right now. So come on, load, thank you. Give me a sec, just closing some stuff out here. Almost there, almost there. Oh yeah, I can't show this on screen. I've taken the liberty of embedding a bunch of keys and secrets into this tool. So yeah, this was, I wasn't even planning on going into this, so I don't feel too bad about it not working. But yeah, I can't really show it. I guess I can show at least this part of it. Get rid of that. All right. Let's switch back to coding. All right, so if you can see my screen, which you should be able to now, you can see all of this stuff, this kind of thing that I built, right? So I've got on the left-hand side, this is just a netlify serverless function. If you haven't worked with that, they're really cool. I highly recommend looking into them. In fact, maybe we'll do a stream on that next week, how to build netlify functions. Maybe I'll do a video. I don't know. But the way that this one specifically works is I have a function called ops that more or less, what it lets me do is it lets me pass in these strings, like build website is an operation that I have for this specific netlify function. And what that does is it just calls these different modules that I've created, right? So build website, we'll call the build site function. Post card to Twitter, we'll call a post marketing card to Twitter, publish website, so on and so forth. I haven't even used some of these in a while, but anyway, what this lets me do is it lets me have a single endpoint that I can call from Microsoft Flow using the name of this ops. So like, say for instance, build website. If I wanted to create a Microsoft Flow that built my website every 5 minutes, I would just paste that in there and save it, and now it's going to call that netlify function every 5 minutes. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'm going to make another netlify function that lets me do certain things. So like, I'll do one that says like fetch upcoming videos, and pass in whatever the name of the function is. I'll have to write that and create that manually. But then what I can do is I can take fetch upcoming videos into here. This is going to return some kind of JSON, at least I think it will. And then I can do some cool stuff with it. So it's like, or you know what I'll probably even end up doing is, instead of doing that, I'll just trigger it all based off of netlify. So all this thing really needs to do is just send a GET request up to netlify, and then my serverless function will kind of handle all the heavy lifting of checking if there are more videos, and if there are, just trigger the website build, which is what this guy does anyway. And then whenever my website does finish building, I build my website using Azure DevOps, which, if you haven't seen that, kind of hopping around a little bit. I'm going back into my secret scene just because when I pull stuff up on screen that I'm not planning on pulling up, or I haven't like thought ahead, I don't like to do it. So Azure DevOps is my tool of choice for managing builds and releases on my website. Man, my voice is getting raw a lot sooner than I thought it would. Sorry, one sec. Almost there. So I can show what I want to show. Alright, so... yeah, I don't see any real secrets inside of here. Alright, so let's go back here. So what I have for my website building setup is I have a custom project inside of Azure DevOps that hosts all my code and stuff. My code's up here, my pipelines are up here, everything is in here to manage my website. And I can call these different endpoints through APIs. So I have a netlify function.
Someone's at front door.
Someone's at front door. I have a netlify function that will basically leverage the Azure DevOps API to trigger a build under certain events, right? And I have multiple pipelines here. I used to have an internal version of the website, but I only have the external version of the website now. There's just a staging environment that everything goes to for me to be able to manually check whether something's done. So when this is finished, I have this thing set up to send me a notification in a private Discord server that I have. So I get a notification from a webhook saying, basically, a new version of your website is ready to review. I go to the website, I check out whatever's new, just kind of make sure everything looks fine before I go live. So I can trigger the build through the API, and then what that does is that goes off into what's called a release. So if I go into releases, you'll see I've got the public site prod is the release that gets triggered. And inside of here, once the build is done, it uploads the published and built version of the website into like kind of an internal artifact repository, and that's where this is. It's like basically you're referencing the artifacts. So all this thing does is it just publishes it does an S3 upload to an S3 bucket that I have used that hosts my website. So it takes all of my files and it uploads them into S3 and overwrites everything that's there, right? And that's a part of the staging environment. And then the second phase of this is to take those same artifacts, push them up into the production version of S3, and then I also have a script here that purges the CDN to make sure that everything is wiped out from whatever it's called. I can't remember. CloudFront. So yeah, that's kind of the thing of website. And what I love about this is I can control all this from APIs. So that means that's how I can write really cool integrations and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of a gist of my whole publishing pipeline. So what I'm going to do is recap. By next week, I will have built a custom netlify function to be able to pull upcoming videos, upcoming live releases based on this endpoint that we've defined here. And I think this does... Actually, I want to check one more thing about this. Charles, so when you hide secret stuff, is the orange wire behind you? No. So funny story about that. That orange wire... Whoa, I just kicked my webcam stand. That orange wire is actually a really long extension cord that goes to the other side of my basement to run a water softener. The reason being is because we didn't have power over there when that was installed, and that was the solution the guy gave at the time. We have power there, and I've just haven't pulled that extension cable down yet. So I'm kind of embarrassed to say that on stream. But, you know, oh well. So where was I? Oh yeah, search list. I want to pull this back out. And I want to see what this actual response looks like. So if I scroll back up to the top, audio test is my upcoming video that I've scheduled. Building layouts with Flexbox CSS. So I'll have to do this in 2 calls because some of these are previous stuff. Like building my first Kubernetes cluster, that was a call from last week. That's in a private video because that was a terrible... I mean, it wasn't bad. It was exploratory, but it was like, you know, not everybody needed to see that. It didn't really add a whole lot of value, so I took it down. But this looks like this just does the videos stuff. So we'll need to do... I'm going to play around with this one more time just so I can get the right API call. So if I put my channel ID in again... switch form line to empty, and I think we have to switch the video. I have to get rid of the video type so I can see the live stuff, right? If I execute that... private npm packages. Oh, we got to sort by date. All right, so here's my test stream. You can see that's upcoming. And here's my live thing. Okay, so there are two basic requests I need. I'm gonna go back into Notion and I plan this thing out on stream. So get current and future, I guess get live streams and publish videos. Yeah, not enough hours in the day. All right, so here are my two API calls. So as far as get videos go, we'll set up a netlify function. I just jacked my camera up. Hold on. Spin this a little bit. Try that. There's a delay. I can't really tell what it's going to look like, and you know, because I got my tablet here, so I'm watching my own video to make sure I don't, you know, to make sure I can see that it's working, and then I also have I've only got one screen that I'm working on down here, which probably is going to change soon. Set up netlify function to fetch upcoming videos, and then we'll say if any are upcoming, build website. So get live streams and published videos. If same thing, set up netlify fn publish on. I guess we'll create build website on, and then our different events we're gonna say current live stream is I'm not really too worried about, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna need to set up another netlify function for the current live stream. Because the reason why I want to do that, and I'm going to end up using the same endpoint, which is why I'm putting it here. The reason I want to do that specifically is because let's see, if there is one, this will actually come from the website. So from website. So what I want to do is, if you look at my website, this front page is going to get overhauled over the next couple of weeks. So I don't have a whole lot going on here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to build my website because I think I have a new version pretty much ready to go. Let's run this guy. Yeah, so we updated the website menu and they added the YouTube comp, so we'll wait and let that go. But this is the current version of our website. So what I'm going to do basically is I want to swap out some of this content because I'm not doing the freelancing thing anymore. I have no interest in freelancing. I want to swap this out, and I'm going to put a picture of myself and put some general info about there, like when it's standard, right? But if I have a live stream going at the moment, I want people who come to my website to just like see it. So I'm going to set up a script on my website, and I'll probably end up doing this on my next stream because I'm about ready to cut it. I gotta get back to work in a few minutes here. But I'm going to change it so this way the front page is actually going to be a big embedded video of my live stream with a button that says, you know, click here to view on YouTube or something like that, right? Because that's going to give people access to chat and let them be able to, you know, collaborate with me and stuff. And then as you scroll down on the front page, I'm going to show upcoming streams, upcoming videos, and then as you continue going, you can see like the latest, you know, videos, articles, and all that stuff on the website. And then as part of the like the other part of the pipeline, so that's kind of like the main landing page from the website, but on my blog, and I don't even know if it's going to be a blog, it might be a completely separate section. I might call something like this content or something like that, right? I want to have some kind of grid layout similar to YouTube of all the videos that I've created so people can just click on them and view them through my website. So that'll give my website some more points as far as people viewing, like people being here, and for my, you know, analytics and stuff, it'll look good to Google. Plus they can watch the YouTube videos right on my website, which is going to give me, you know, more watch hours on YouTube, because ultimately my goal is to, you know, start making money off of this stuff. I enjoy doing it, but I also enjoy getting paid for the work that I do. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. Let's see how this guy's going. Oh, I don't want to click on that. Sure. Okay. So that's still going. Yeah, we're not going to be able to finish that. Okay, so once again, thank you so much for joining today. I'm going to be cutting it now, so but if you're interested in continuing the conversation with me about what I'm working on and stuff, follow me on Twitter. You can follow me at BrianMMDev is my Twitter handler. If you want to chat with me directly, fullstack.chat is the URL. You can put in your browser. You can check the link in the description below. That leads you to my Discord server where you can chat with me and a bunch of other devs, a bunch of really cool people on there. It's great. Check it out. But with that said, I think 12:30 on Thursdays is going to be my new schedule going forward, at least tentatively. So I'm not really going to publish it out there yet, but I think that's what's going to work out. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody for joining, and hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.